This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, great games from a variety of sports all around the Bay Area. We'll have Bishop O'Dowd and De La Salle in an overtime thriller. St. Francis takes on Valley Christian in baseball, along with Heritage meeting Pittsburgh.
We have the rematch between Livermore and Foothill softball, girls hoops with Cappuccino and Aragon, and the story of the gun football player headed to Carnegie Hall. It's all right now on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, including my mom, Angie.
That's right. And mine, who lives in Las Vegas, who watches every week.
That's awesome. All right, we begin this week in the West Catholic League, where the Bellarmine Bells are playing very well behind high-scoring forward Ryan Kiashian.
Yeah, Ryan going to Cornell next year. Very smart guy. The Bells meeting a Midi team, also off to a great start with their Pepperdine-bound sharpshooter, Mike Mitchell, leading the way. The Bells and Monarchs playing on Wednesday night. The Midi Monarchs hosting Bellarmine in this West Catholic League matchup. The Bells on fire early, hitting 4 straight threes. This is Cole Despy uncontested. Theron Brule joins the party from deep. And then it's Despy again, this time with the defender closing in. And now here's the fourth of the 4. This time Despy in the corner, and the Bells start the game with a 12-1 lead. But Midi steps up the defense and the comeback is on. Working hard in the paint for 2 is Arish Bandal. Time running down in the first as Mike Mitchell gets it inside to Derek Sangster. 17-11 Bells after 1. More Midi in the second as Mitchell heats up. Look at Mike working himself free and nailing the step back 3. I want to be like Mike. Here he is again, Mitchell using the screen for a top-of-the-key 3 to give Midi its first lead of the game. 21-19, it's a 20-7 Midi run. The Bells keeping it close in the second as Brule, so smooth like creme brulee. 11 points on the night for Theron. Here's Mitchell tossing inside to Sangster, the sophomore doing great work in the paint. More Brule with a fancy move, but the Bells trail by 6. 33-27, all Midi after that. Mitchell with 9 assists in the game, tossing here to Aiden Burke in the corner. Then Sangster showing his outside game, 15 points, 7 rebounds. This is a player to watch. And watch him again as Sangster hops into the lane and finishes as Midi down early, comes back strong behind 15 points in the game from Mitchell and Sangster.
Courtney Tate here at Camp Alindo High School, where the girls varsity basketball team looks to take on the Miramonte Matadors. Now here in the first, it was all Miramonte as Jordan Allward comes up with a steal. She starts the fast break, hits the behind the back pass to Julia Miller. She knocks down the 3. Miramonte up 5-0. Still in the first, the Matadors adding more pressure. This time Julia Miller coming up to steal. Jordan Allward picks it up and knocks down the 3. She had 9 threes on the night. Miramonte goes up 16-2. Now in the second, the Cougars trying to put some points on the board. It's Allie Cummins coming to get the ball down low to Kiana Thompson. She goes up strong, scores. Matadors up 40-16. Now in the third, Miramonte still up big. Shot goes up and Karina Eberts is there for the putback and 1. And the Matadors take on a commanding 44-22 lead. But the Cougars continue to fight here in the third. The ball gets kicked out to Allie Cummins. This time she knocks down the 3. Miramonte up 44-25. Now in the fourth, Miramonte never lets off the gas. Here's PK Hall sinking the 3. Matadors now up 66-35. And finally, PK Hall catches the ball on the elbow. She turns, makes a strong drive to the basket for the layup. She had 13 on the night. We have a final score here. Miramonte 74, Camp Alindo 46. Allward led all scorers tonight with 27.
The Pioneer Mustangs taking the field as they battle first place in undefeated Live Oak. The Mustangs on the board first in the first is Andrew Wolford. Lofts it to shallow right. It just drops in. Wolford later score on a fielder's choice. 1-0 Mustangs. Bottom 1, the Acorns answer. Tyler Klopp cloppers this one all the way to the fence in left center. Scoring is Dom Pereira. It's 1-all. The Acorns with a big second inning. Mateo Torres lifts one to shallow right. And that is trouble. It falls, allowing Klopp to score. More in the second. Bases loaded for the Acorns. The pitch is wild. Scoring is Cole Wilson. Still in the second as the catcher Tyler Madden sends a rocket to left center all the way to the wall. Josh Elam scores. Here comes Justin Kester Johnson. His good friends call him John, part of a 6-run second inning for Live Oak. Madden continues his big day with a gapper in the fourth. Scoring is Patrick Kissy, 7-1 Acorns. Pioneer with the bases loaded in the bottom of the fourth. Jackson Matalich lifts a fly ball that's deep enough to score Jason Wright. But Live Oak puts together another big inning in the fifth. Kissy up at the plate, and he goes with the pitch, sending a line single to right. Torres scores, part of a 5-run fifth inning. The Mustangs keep battling Connor Pulaski with a sizzling shot up the middle to plate Andrew Cole, but the Acorns remain undefeated at 10-0. Great play here by Josh Elam, who was spectacular all game long. A fine play there as Live Oak wins it 14-4. Landon Stump gets his 5th win of the season. Madden a big day at the plate.
Allie Williams here with highlights from Thursday's rivalry game, Aragon hosting Hillsdale. First inning, Bella Carrion hits a shot to right center, and Alex Bunton ropes it to the fence. Carrion scores from first, and Hillsdale's on the board. Aragon ties it up in the bottom of the first, but Hillsdale attacks again in the third. Bases loaded for Emily Godosi. She hits a long drive to center. 2-run score, but the relay home gets the third runner at the plate. Hillsdale up 3-1 after 3. We get some fireworks in the fourth. 2 on for Olivia DiNardo, and she rips one into the sky. A 3-run shot for the Arizona-bound DiNardo. The future UCLA Bruin Megan Grant comes up after DiNardo and launches one of her own. Dons lead 5-3. Aragon preserving their lead with sparkling plays in the field. Mia Gakatan over the shoulder and hangs on to it as she hits the fence to the 6th. 2 on for Erickson. She ropes it to the outfield and 2-run score to tie us up at 5. Bottom 6. 2 on for Olivia DiNardo. Her liner down the first base line scores Samantha Kennedy, and then Megan Grant again. Blast off into space. 2 home runs for Grant on Thursday. Dons up 9-5. Hillsdale gets in the home run fun in the 7th. Mika Chong swings and sends one out past the center field fence. The Fighting Knights celebrate their teammate, but the Aragon Dons come out on top 9-6.
Each week, we present the Players of the Week in a wrap produced by the Hip Hop Department at the Rika Center.
Here are the Players of the Week.
Oh yeah. Rika Center, 49ers Cal High Sports Report. It's Bennett Raw, and these your Players of the Week. Give him the rock and he's on the way to the bucket to make a ruckus. It's Mata Filet. No need to modify his game, he's got a lot to display. Going coast to coast like he's driving to Monterey. Scored 16 points while snatching 10 boards and hammering 3 dunks. He can't be ignored. His game-winning putback showed even more magic as the senior sealed the win for Moreau Captain. Speaking of seniors, how about Ryan Kiyachin flexing his set of skills? We can try and imagine what he'll do next year when he balls for Cornell. But for now, check out how he leads the Bellarmine Bells. Doing work on the post like Instagram, making it tough on teens like AP Lit exams. Dropping 28 points plus all the shots he blocking in the paint. When you see Kiyachin, proceed with caution. Oh yeah, Rika Center, 49ers Cal High Sports Report. Your Players of the Week.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week.
This week featuring the Dance Squad from St. Francis. Coming up, it's the NCS Monster Game, an overtime thriller with Bishop O'Dowd and De La Salle.
And an extra inning battle in the El Camino division. Gunn meets Cupertino. This is 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
This is the gap that opened up when everything shut down. But entrepreneurs never stopped and found solutions that kept them going. At U.S. Bank, we can help you adapt and evolve your business, no matter what you're facing. Because when you close the gap, a world of possibility opens. U.S. Bank, we'll get there together.
When I first came here, my goal was to be a contributing player on my high school's JV football team. The center actually not only helped me achieve my goals, but exceed even what I initially set out to do. I was able to continue playing football professionally through a lot of the things that I learned at the Rega Center. The Rega Center is a place to help you achieve your goals and then, tailor it to whatever the person's goals might be.
1, 2, 3.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle, just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
We are back with this week's NCS Monster Game. Two great teams meeting this week in what turned out to be a great game.
Yeah, it did. Both De La Salle and Bishop O'Dowd are among the top teams in the Bay Area. It's our NCS Monster Game. Our Allie Williams was there.
Monster Game, yeah.
Two of the top teams clash on the court as De La Salle hosts Bishop O'Dowd. O'Dowd looking to bounce back after two tough, close losses, and our U.S. Bank inspirational athlete Jalen Lewis will be among those leading the charge. The 6'9" sophomore has had back-to-back 20-plus games for the Dragons. For De La Salle, expect to watch standout Chris Bunch, well, a bunch. On Friday, the junior put up 22 points to help the Spartans come back from a halftime deficit to beat San Ramon Valley. Can the Spartans keep their momentum, or will the Dragons get a big bounce-back win? We'll find out in our NCS Monster Game. A good one in Concord Monday night. O'Dowd gets an early lead. Down low to Jaron Edwards, takes a power dribble and muscles his way in for the basket. De La Salle making moves, ball deflected in the paint, and Jordan Webster comes up with it, passes out to Johnny Simani, who tosses up to Bill Haggerty for the finish. Second quarter, Jaron Edwards drives in and underhands it through three defenders to Cameron Brown for the bucket. Dragons jump out to a 10-point lead, but the Spartans battle back. Johnny Simani creates a lane, lays it in with just seconds to go, and O'Dowd leads just 23-22 at half. Halfway through the third, and Spartans now up by one. Alonzo Washington maneuvers to the basket. De La Salle leads 29-26. Dragons go on a run. Jalen Lewis hits Taj Phillips, who launches, and the three is good. O'Dowd doing work on both sides of the court. Marcellus Roberson says no. Later, Roberson bounces it down to Taj Phillips for the fast break. Dragons back out to a 10-point lead, now 41-31. Spartans claw back again. Christian Carter drives and passes out to Joel Buellman-Anders beyond the arc. He shoots, the three is good, but it's 43-47 O'Dowd heading into the fourth quarter. Tie game with 2 minutes left in regulation, and Jalen Lewis down low. Dragons up by two, but with 15 seconds left, Chris Bunch finds an opening and sinks the jumper. We go to overtime, 48-all. In OT, Joel Buellman-Anders fights down to the basket and lays it in for De La Salle, but Bishop O'Dowd takes the lead once more, and this time they don't let go. Taj Phillips to Jaron Edwards. He takes a moment and forces his way to the hoop, gets the layup and one. You see that reaction. The Dragons win 60-52 in overtime, and Jaron Edwards shares how it feels to finally finish on top in such a close win.
It feels good. It feels good that we finally closed one out, because when you lose a close one, it hurts. It stings a little bit. I got the whole team to really focus up, close it out in overtime so we can get back in that win column.
In Concord with the Monster Game, I'm Allie Williams, 49ers Cal High Sports.
It's a battle of two undefeated teams as Cupertino hosts Gunn. It's the Titans who draw first blood. Kylie Liu drives the ball up the middle. Brenna Birnbaum scores, and Gunn would score once more to lead it 2-0. But the Pioneers get those runs back on one swing. Alyssa Delgado with a runner on hits a bomb to left, and we are tied at 2 after 1. Tino takes the lead in the bottom of the second on Catalina Chan's RBI double that scores Sophia Orozco. Pioneers score 3 times in the inning to lead it 5-2. But Gunn, with 2 runners on in the 5th, Ashley Ng smokes the ball through the right side. Lauren Lee scores from second. And on the very next pitch, Kylie Liu ties this game up. A scorching shot rolls to the fence. Birnbaum scores. Ng scores. Gunn erases the deficit and would take the 6-5 lead into the bottom of the 7th. Tino with their backs against the wall, down to their final out. Elise Oswald with a fly ball to center, and this game is tied. Oswald takes the Pioneers into extras. Top of the 9th, Maddie Ta comes in clutch, a deep fly ball to center, scores Birnbaum, and then Ng, 9-7, Gunn leads it. But these Pioneer hitters thrive under pressure. Bottom 9, Jacqueline Solomon, a monster solo shot to left. Tino trails by just 1. But Gunn's freshman pitcher, Lauren Salvarage, pitching in her 9th inning, gets the strikeout and fly out to end it. Gunn wins it 8-7 to improve to 7-0 on the season.
Courtney Tate here at Branham High School, where the girls varsity soccer looks to take on the visiting Pioneer Mustangs. Now here in the first is Ella Johnson gearing up for a free kick. She takes a nice shot at the goal, but Alyssa Zerlacki comes up with a big save and several Branham players around her. No points on the board yet from either team. This time Beth McIntosh takes a shot. Natalie Christensen making the dive and save, one of her 5 on the night. Still scoreless until Lana Hirata catches the inbound here. She kicks it right in the left side of the goal. Pioneer goes up 1-0 before the half. In the second half, Beth McIntosh attacks the goal, takes another shot. This time it is good. Pioneer scores their second goal in the 4th minute, taking the lead now 2-0. The Mustangs will go on and win it here 2-0. Hirata and McIntosh, each with a goal of their own.
Valley Health Plan and the San Jose Earthquakes bring us the soccer players of the week each week.
This week's girls soccer player of the week is Andrea Di Vittorio from Midi. The freshman midfielder had 2 goals for the Monarchs in their win last week. The boys player of the week is De La Salle's Charlie Hogan, who had this spectacular goal for the Spartans last week. Albany's Construction is the leader in construction for major projects all across the state.
Each week, Albany's brings us the dirty work play. Doing the dirty work this week is Alara Mitchenfelder from Albany. Alana, the catcher, backing up the throw at first and then diving to get the out off the overthrow. Great hustle there. Alara Mitchenfelder doing the dirty work, just like Albany's Construction.
A big announcement from Santa Clara County and the San Francisco 49ers. All high school students living in Santa Clara County can get a free COVID vaccination with no appointments this week.
That's right. Just come to Levi Stadium between 5:30 and 7:30 Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and you will receive your first vaccine with an appointment to come back for the second. Teens are now showing among the highest positivity rates, plus the vaccine helps you get your team from getting positive tests. You'll get to see the visitors' locker room, take a selfie with the field in the background, and other rewards for just showing up. We hope to see you at the stadium this week.
CalHope is working to make it easier for teens to battle through the emotional stress of the pandemic.
Here's this week's CalHope mental health tip.
Call your healthcare provider if anxiety interferes with your daily activities. It's okay to ask for help. Your doctor can help you make the right play and deal with your worries and concerns during these challenging times. We're all going through this, so you're not alone.
Coming up, baseball action from the East Bay League as De La Salle battles Foothill.
And the gun football player who is also a classical pianist. Our U.S. Bank inspirational feature is next.
People always ask me what I got on. They be like, hey, Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Since 1974, there's been just one goal. One thing we work for. The pursuit binds us together and pushes us forward. One family with one mission. To win for this city. Vamos, San Jose.
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the food you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
Hi, I'm Kailani Tatro from Panola Valley, and you're watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
We are back with baseball action from the East Bay League. Both De La Salle and Foothill playing very well. The Falcons led by Brendan Comerford, who's hitting .362, not to be confused with Brandon Crawford, who also played at Foothill.
Yeah, and he is doing well right now with the Giants.
He is.
All right, De La Salle is led by a player we featured earlier this year, Blake Burke. Blake doing big things, hitting .561 with 25 hits and 19 RBIs. Foothill and De La Salle in the first game of a 2-game set played Wednesday.
Foothill takes the field against De La Salle Wednesday, and it's the Spartans who score first. In the top of the second, Caleb Chance comes up with the 2 runners on, chops one up the middle. Elias Rubio scores. Spartans score one more time to make it 2-0. Top of the third, Nico Torres hits a long fly ball to center. That falls. Anthony Martinez scores. Torres, the star running back on the football team, puts his team up 3-0. But bottom of the third, Foothill's Caleb Lammel hits a long, towering homer to left, and the 2-run shot reduces the DLS lead to just 1. But the Spartans get those runs back and then some. Blake Burke singles on a line drive to right, scoring chance. The score is 5-3 De La Salle after 4. Bottom 5, Falcons facing a 2-run deficit. Jack Basir launches a missile to left that one hops the fence. De La Salle's relay goes. Tyler Wood, 2 chance to Alec Nava, and they got him. The Spartans continue that momentum with their bats. Anthony Martinez whacks the ball to center to score. Alex Woolford. Spartans lead at 7-3. Bottom 6, Foothill respawns. Nathan Shin goes the opposite way, and it gets past the left fielder. That allows Trevor Harmon to score all the way from first. It's a 3-run game, but pitcher Will Pappas gets the strikeout to curb the Falcons' threat and end the inning. A big offensive day for De La Salle. 11-5, the final.
Adrian Soriano here in San Bruno as Cappuccino takes on Hillsdale. Devin Meyer was dealing early for the Mustangs as he gets the backwards K here. Cappuccino also playing great defense early. Check out Ryan Lordier leaping up to make a brilliant catch. The Mustangs get runners in scoring position, but Aiden Sakai gets the batter to chase for strike 3. No score after 2. Bottom 3 and Nicholas Gomez hits it to left field for a base hit. Gomez would later score on a Ryan Lapuyade's 2-run single, and it's 2-0 Cappuccino. The Mustangs add on to the lead here as the throw to third gets away, and that will allow Nicholas Balch to come in to score. Then Mario Duran shoots it down the left field line for a double as Lapuyade crosses the plate, and it's 4-0 Cappuccino Mustangs after 3. 4th inning, and Ryan Choi grounds this one to short. Hillsdale gets the out at first as Cesar Cerrone scores. 5-0 Mustangs after 4. Hillsdale gets one back as Andrew Murray chops one to first. The Mustangs get the out, but Maxwell Silicani comes in to cut the deficit to 4. But Cappuccino answers back. Cerrone hits it to short. The Fighting Knights get the force at second, but Tyler Ferper scores. Then it's Ryan Choi drawing the bases-loaded walk, and that allows Justin Vernon to come in to score as the Cappuccino Mustangs win it 7-1 to go to 5-0 in the Peninsula Bay League.
U.S. Bank brings us stories each week of inspirational athletes who amaze us in all sorts of ways.
Tonight we meet a football player from Gunn High School who found great success on the field this season, but Eric Wang is far from just a football player. This piano piece, written by Rachmaninoff in 1892, is complex, dramatic, and really hard to play. But Eric Wang loves the complexity of the prelude and the strength in his hands needed to play it well.
I mean, this ties into football, I guess, because like football, it's a lot physical, a lot of like physical activity, I guess. And playing the piano, it's not that physical. You're just moving your hands and like wrists and stuff like that. It's a lot more of how you convey how you play it.
Eric began playing piano at age 5. His parents made it a requirement for the first 2 years. After that, it was all up to Eric.
They really gave me a decision whether I wanted to continue or not, like around like, I guess, second grade-ish. And so I chose to continue, and I've been playing for around 10 years.
That decision has paid off. Eric was recently chosen to play later this year at Carnegie Hall. The competition for the honor included piano players from all around the world.
It was just really weird because they emailed my parents and they didn't email my teacher, so I was a bit skeptical at first. I don't think I played that well, you know? And then when my teacher said it like a week later, I was like, okay, it might be true.
Hey, what's wrong? Eric gets lots of playing time as a junior linebacker and special teams player on the Gunn football team. At 5'4", 150 pounds, Eric is always among the smallest players on the field. But he keeps on coming, no matter what.
I guess like I've always been like wired to play football. I've got this like, I don't know, aggressive side for me. And so, yeah, just like taking it out on the field.
He's just a determined kid, and anything that he sets his mind to, Eric's going to get done, whether it's football, whether it's business, whether it's concert pianist, anything that Eric sets his mind to, he's going to get done.
Eric says the main thing in common with football and piano is repetition. He needs to play a musical piece 50 to 100 times to get it right. In football, his team will work on a play over and over until they get it right. Eric is an outstanding student who is right now looking into where he will go to college next year. He still has to decide on a major, but will likely minor in music.
I just want to have like all my options open, you know? That's why I want to like make sure that my GPA is high enough so like they can accept me anywhere, and I just have a variety of options where I could choose from. I don't have like a dream college or any college where I like prefer over the other.
Eric is a great teammate using his skills to help others.
The other teammates are in all of them, as am I. He also tutors teammates. If a kid has a problem with grades, I tell them to report to Eric, and Eric dutifully helps out.
The concert at Carnegie Hall will come this December. It's part of what will be a busy senior year with football and a college decision determining Eric's future. So a guy walking down the street, he's a little bit lost, asks another guy, hey, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And the guy says, practice, practice, practice. And that's what Eric has done. He's continued to practice, doing very well.
He is fantastic.
And he's going to Carnegie Hall.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. All right. Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Here's Elise Oswald talking about her favorite teacher, Elise Robison.
My favorite teacher is Miss Robison. She was my history teacher for 2 years, and now I'm a tutor for her AVID class. She is just the most supportive teacher I have ever met, and definitely the most supportive teacher on this campus. She will do anything to make sure that her students are happy and that they feel supported here and that they have a safe space. She has always been my safe space, and it's so much fun to not only learn in her classroom, but just like be in that environment and feel so like supported and special.
Our Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a Wingstop gift card for doing such a great job.
Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away last spring from COVID-19. Wingstop will be supporting scholarships for athletes of color in Terry's honor. Those scholarships to be presented at our award ceremony in June.
Coming up, Bay Valley League baseball action with first place Heritage taking on first place Pittsburgh.
And soccer with James Logan and Washington. 49ers Cal High Sports will be right back.
We've got 6 plus 1.
Wingstop for
Who ordered lunch to class? Chloe? Archie? Eleanor? Oh, so nobody will fess up? Fine. I guess I'll just have to eat it all myself. 10-piece lemon pepper with extra ranch?
Yeah, it's in there.
Awesome, thanks.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem, Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
The Guzmans were about to close on a home they adored, but at the last minute, their mortgage company denied their loan because the unusual home didn't meet their usual loan requirements. Heartbroken, they turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist Vincent Pagera. Specializing in custom loans for unique homes, his team quickly designed a creative solution, uniting the Guzmans and their home just in time. That's a perfect match. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Riken Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Serena Group, here for good.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pazine with Serena Group Real Estate, representing Palo Alto and the surrounding communities. I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
We are back with the first place game in the Bay Valley League. Heritage and Pittsburgh tied for first for the league lead, each with 2 losses with 2 weeks to play.
The teams have split their contests this year and they won't play each other again, so it's a big game at Pitt on Thursday.
Adrian Soriano here in Pittsburgh as the Pirates take on Heritage. Top one, and the Pats load the bases for Patrick Judy, who grounds it to first. Pittsburgh gets the force at second, but JoJo Roman scores 1-0 Heritage after 1. Pirates pitcher James Murray settles down from there as he gets the batter to chase for strike 3. But Christian Machado was on his A game for the Patriots. Christian getting the backwards K here. Still 1-0 Pats after 3. Top 4 in Heritage gets a runner on third, but Murray induces the ground ball to Halen Guerrero. Halen fires it over to Michael Weber at first to end the threat. The Patriots again looking to add on in the 5th, but Maximus Reyes throws a strike to Guerrero to nab the runner at second. To the bottom half now, and Gio Fuentes shoots this one to left for a base hit. Matthew Quesada will slide it safely at the plate, and we're all tied up at 1. Pittsburgh trying to take the lead, but Machado gets the fly ball to center. Gavin Tunkel is there to make the catch and end the Pirates' threat. Top 6 and the Patriots looking to jump ahead, but Reyes throws another strike to Casey Threats at second to get the runner and end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 2 down, runner at third for Kamani Blakely, who clutches up and hits a solid single to center. Quesada will come in to score, and the Pirates go crazy as they win it in dramatic fashion to take over first place in the Bay Valley League. Kamani Blakely walking off a hero for the victorious Pirates.
The St. Ignatius Wildcats travel to take on Sacred Heart Prep for this early season league contest. After a pair of early goals, Sophie Edwards finds a gap on the penalty shot and drains it to make it 3-0 Cats early. Later in the quarter, Edwards as Charlotte finds Sophie for the score, 5-1 St. Ignatius after 1. In the second, it's the Gators getting their offense going. Notre Dame commit Ellie Noto drives inside, sneaks it past the goalie to cut the deficit to 3. In the third, senior Jenna Gibbons takes a penalty shot, getting it to go, and after 3, the score is 7-5 Wildcats. On the penalty shot in the fourth, Edwards for the Wildcats sends it to the net for her 5th time as she extends the Gator lead late in the fourth. Wildcats again. Sophie Edwards gets it to Dakota Cristo, who finds Olivia Ripple for the score, and that seals it. 12-7 the final as Sophie Edwards leads the way with her 5 scores.
James Logan taking on Washington as the two teams clash on Wednesday night. Just a minute 30 into the game, Kenneth Solari receives a pass sliding behind the defenders and chips the ball over the head of the keeper to open the scoring for the Huskies. Later in the first, Godinez lays out to make a diving save that bounces off the post. Oh, the post, the good friend of the goalkeeper, that helps keep the score close. It's still 1-0 Washington. 7 minutes left in the half. Christian Ramirez takes the pass, jukes his defender, shoots, and a perfectly placed ball in the left corner of the net. It's 2-0 Huskies in the lead. 2 minutes later, a 40-yard long ball from Zach Hobbs to Kenneth Solari, setting up the goal as Solari taps it past the keeper for his second score of the night. The Huskies taking down the Colts behind a strong showing from Kenneth Solari to improve to 3-1 on the season. Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
The 10 volunteers with the most votes now enter the essay portion of the Volunteer Award. 5 of these student athletes will split $10,000 in scholarship money courtesy of Lexus of Stevens Creek.
Coming up, back to basketball, this time on the Peninsula with Hillsdale and San Mateo.
And more girls hoops as Cappuccino runs with Aragon. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome back. Let's head to the Peninsula for a South Division game with the Fighting Knights of Hillsdale hosting San Mateo.
Hillsdale undefeated in league at 4-0, while San Mateo comes into the game 3-1. The Bearcats and Fighting Knights playing on Thursday.
It's the 3-1 San Mateo Bearcats traveling to take on the undefeated Hillsdale Fighting Knights. The Fighting Knights get off to a fast start. Sophomore Brady Carson gets the steal, takes it down court, dishes to multi-sport teammate Oliver Crank for the bucket and the early lead. The Bearcats answer back as Aiden Nolette pulls up from 3 and hits it at 16-10 Fighting Knights after 1. In the second, Hillsdale's Calvin Mader-Clark getting it to Jordan Hauser, who quickly finds Crank for the tough jumper from the stripe. San Mateo trying to hang in there as Nolette takes the pass and drives to the lane for the tough finish in traffic. Hillsdale's defense not giving the Bearcats any space all night. As Mader-Clark jumps in the way to intercept the pass, he can't get it to go and the ball is loose, but senior captain Brett Loy makes a terrific hustle play, saving the ball from going out of bounds as it rolls right towards us. It eventually goes back to Max Wren, who gets the basket for Hillsdale. Later on, it's Loy again. This time he shows the quick hands to steal the possession, and he finds Crank on the other end for the easy lay-in. San Mateo back on offense, but not for long as Hauser flies in for the steal, and Hauser goes behind the back for the flashy assist to Crank, and that's how it went. Hillsdale goes on to win it and go to 5-0 on the season with Crank leading the way. A huge day with 24 points.
Courtney Tate here at Aragon High School, where the girls varsity basketball team looks to take on the visiting Cappuccino Mustangs. And getting things started here in the first, it's Malay Sengu Afiki with a little crossover pull-up 3, knocks it down. Mustangs up 6-2. But the Dons get it right back here. Here's Jordan Beaumont on the fast break. She makes a nice pass to Beth Parangan for the easy layup. Mustangs up 7-4. Later in the first, the Mustangs make a run, and it's Bailey O'Mahony with the block. She takes off coast to coast, finishes the layup. Cappuccino now up 14-4 at the end of the first. Now in the second, Mustangs trying to chip away at the lead, and Jordan Beaumont hits another big three, her 4th-3 of the night. Mustangs up 29-18. Later in the second, Cappuccino now with a commanding lead, and it's Jaysa Gamble with a little shake and bake at the top of the key. She drives to the basket, sinks the baby hook. Mustangs up 37-21. Now in the third, Cappuccino still up big. This time it's Malay Sengu Afiki driving through the lane. She gets to the basket through traffic. Mustangs extend the lead 46-28. And in the fourth, the Dons continue to fight. Here's Jordan Beaumont again pulling up, knocking down the long jumper. Mustangs up 69-40, but finally Cappuccino ends the night with Haley Hoff pulling up from long, sinking the three. Mustangs are hot all night. We have a final score here: Cappuccino 69, Aragon 42. Hoff led the way with 24 points.
The Harker School honors top athletes for their work in the classroom each week. This week's Harker Scholar athlete is gun softball player Lauren Selvaraj with a 4.0 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. Last week we saw the premiere of the Upper School's annual spring musical, a production of Les Miserables. This year's musical was released to the community as a movie. Students recorded their parts individually and filmed the onstage portion of the production at Harker's Rothschild Performing Arts Center. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org. Remember, if you weren't able to be at the games this week, we have entire game videos available for purchase on our website at 49erscalhighsports.com. Be sure to check us out on social media for lots of fun content, including videos, news updates, and lots more. We're at 49ers Cal High everywhere.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on when new videos are posted each week. We have videos going back several years, so go to our YouTube channel to find your highlights from the past.
Coming up, CCS Monster Game action as St. Francis takes the field against Valley Christian.
And girls water polo with Castellea and Los Gatos. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
We've all felt this gap, the distance between what is and what could be. While he's tapping into his passion, the U.S. Bank mobile app can help you tap your way to your savings goals without missing a beat, so you can feed his passion. Earplugs not included. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
Devcon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why Devcon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. Devcon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and Mitty wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know Devcon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. Devcon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley. We are back with a huge game in the West Catholic League with the top two teams in the South Division, St. Francis and Valley Christian.
Valley Christian coming into the week with just one league loss, St. Francis with two in this very tough division. First place on the line in our CCS Monster Game, and our Adrian Soriano was there.
Monster Game, yeah. Welcome to Gideon Field today for a big West Catholic League showdown between the Valley Christian Warriors and the St. Francis Lancers. For the Lancers, look for Max Ross to make an impact at the plate. Max is hitting .407 on the season with 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. Jacob Hudson will be on the mound for the Warriors today. Jacob has 4 wins on the season with a 2.27 ERA. Can the Warriors continue their dominance in the West Catholic League, or will St. Francis pull off a big win? Let's find out in our CCS Monster Game. Valley Christian strikes first. Jonathan Simrod grounds one to third. The throw gets away as Trevor Haskins score. 1-0 Warriors after one. Top three and St. Francis answers back. Kyle Bittner hits this one to second. The Warriors get the out at second and then gets Will Florio on a pickle, but Will avoids the tag somehow and he crosses the plate and it's all tied up at one. Then it's our boy Johnny Tarantino with a shot up the middle for a base hit as Bittner comes in to score, and it's 2-1 St. Francis Lancers. But in the bottom half, Trevor Haskins hits this one to deep left field. That ball is out of here. A solo blast for Trevor, and it's tied again at 2 after 3. The Lancers retake the lead in the 5th. Ryan Lee lines this one to center. The ball bounces all the way to the fence for a double as both Bittner and Tarantino score. 4-2 St. Francis. Next batter, Justin Cavagnero, and Justin swings and sends it deep to left. Adios, pelota! A 2-run home run for Cavagnero as the Lancers take a 6-2 lead. The Warriors load the bases in the bottom half, but Will Bonini gets the strikeout for out number 2. Still bases juiced, and Bonini gets the fly ball to right field. Our boy Tarantino makes the catch as the St. Francis Lancers win it 7-2 over Valley Christian. Justin Cavagnero talks about his big home run for the team.
I was hitting the fastball early on, and then so I had to make the adjustment later in the game. I knew they were going to come at me with some off speed, and that's what they did. And I made the adjustment from my previous at bat, and I stayed back and I hit the ball.
In San Jose with the Monster Game, I'm Adrian Soriano, 49ers Cal High Sports.
The Los Gatos girls just chilling in the pool on a hot day. The Cats with a free shot, but a great save by Castellea keeper Abena Afori-Niaco. This is a tough defensive battle all game long. Sidney Lowell breaks the tie, skipping home the penalty shot. 1-0 Gators in the second. The Cats tie it up here. Just hard work and tenacity by the Cats' Jordan Foster, who somehow gets it to go. 1-1 at the half. Second half now, Castellea retakes the lead as Lexi Triantis walks in and fires far post and a terrific shot from a tough angle. 2-1 Gators in the third. The Cats up a man here as Foster sends it through a forest of arms and finds the back of the net, and we are tied at 2-2. The Gators retake the lead here as Elsa McElhenney tosses to Anjali Kambum in front, and Jolly spins and fires. It's 3-2 Castellea in the fourth. The Gators put it away here as Triantis nets her second goal of the game, and Castellea wins it 4-2. The Gators now 5-1 in league play after the win. Coming up, the rivalry game with Miramonte and Campo Lindo. There might be an Aiden Mahaney sighting.
And the newest member of the 49ers who played at El Cerrito featured in our Clover Sonoma Dairy Deja Moose segment next.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers.
And by Devcon Construction, build, perform, design, sustain.
Diablo Foothill League action now with talented guard Aiden Mahaney leading his Campo Cougars into action against arch rival Miramonte.
Both teams undefeated coming into the game played at Campo Lindo Wednesday night.
Courtney Tate back at Campo Lindo for some boys varsity basketball against the visiting Miramonte Matadors. The Cougars get things going early with Aiden Mahaney coming off the handoff. He pulls up, knocks down the three. Campo Lindo up 9-0. Miramonte needed an answer late in the first as Neo Olabode sinking the three from the top of the key. Cougars now up 17-4, but Campo Lindo answered back as the ball swung over to Manuel Callis. The corner three is good. The score is 20-4 at the end of the first. And now in the second, the Cougars with a commanding lead. Beautiful no-look pass from Chase Bennett to Matt Riddell for the reverse layup. Campo Lindo up 34-12. Later in the second, Miramonte showing some life. Ryan Schwartz finds James Fry in the corner for the three. three gives us a little MJ shrug as he cuts the lead to 14. Campolindo up 36-22. Now in the third, Matador still chipping away at the lead. Tyler Doto at the top of the key sinks the three. Scores now 39-27. But the Cougars make another run late in the third. This time, Aiden Mahaney passes it to Cade Bennett at the top of the key, knocks down the three. Cougars up 46-27. And Campolindo continue to connect offensively here in the fourth as Callis drives hard to the basket, finishes the pretty layup. Cougars up 56-35, and finally Cade Bennett takes it himself from the top of the key, finishes the layup through traffic. That was his 5th point of the night. We have a final score here. Campolindo 62, Miramonte 48. Callis led the way with 18 points.
The last time Livermore faced Foothill, the Cowboys won in extra, so the Falcons here looking to get on top early. Marissa Anderson singles on a line drive down the line. Avery Francis scores. It's 1-0 Foothill. Top three, Sarah Curling smacks a base hit up the middle for the Cowboys, but she would not score as Maddie Heinlein gets out of the inning with the strikeout, her 4th through 2. Bottom three, Emma Chandler with a runner on hits a ball the opposite way. Emma makes her way to second on the throw home. That puts 2 in scoring position for Emily Meyer, and she clutches up. Kaylin Kavanaugh and Chandler score a 2 RBI double for Meyer. Falcons tack on another in the 4th as Kavanaugh singles on a ground ball up the middle, plating Sophie Enright. 4-0 Foothill. Top 5, Foothill looking for more, but Livermore's freshman center fielder Jay Cosgrove makes a spectacular diving grab. But Falcons aren't done. Bottom 6, leadoff hitter Avery Francis crushes a ball to left center. It one-hops the fence. 3 batters later, Kavanaugh grabs her 2nd RBI and 3rd hit on the day with a single up the middle. A good day at the plate for the 3rd baseman. But the story of this game was Heinlein, a complete game shutout. 5 hits allowed, 11 strikeouts for Maddie as Foothill wins 5-0 to enact revenge on the Cowboys. Time for the Be Happy Play, brought to us by DGDG.com, where you can be a happy car buyer.
This week's Be Happy Play goes to the Pittsburgh Pirates as Kamani Blakely with a walk-off base hit for the Pirates and a huge win over Heritage. The Pittsburgh Pirates were really happy about it in this week's DGDG.com Be Happy Play. It's Deja Vu. Clover Sonoma Dairy helps us look back at high school stars now grazing in bigger fields.
This week, we welcome former El Cerrito football and basketball player Aaron Banks. Yes, Aaron was a star on the football field, getting the interception here, but he was also a force on the basketball team, doing a great job in the middle for the Gauchos. Aaron, chosen by the 49ers in the 2nd round of last week's NFL draft. Aaron coming off a fine career at Notre Dame, the guard never missing a game and named All ACC his senior year.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. It might be this play, but it's usually not.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Rika Center.
Hi, I'm Coach Jack, and today's training tip is half kneel, curl to press. Lauren is going to take a dumbbell and get in a half kneeling stance. She's going to curl the dumbbell and then press it over her head. She'll do 6 to 8 reps each side and then switch knees and do her left side. And that is half kneel, curl to press.
Lots of great plays this week, but the Service by Medallion Play of the Week always goes to the play we thought was the best of the best.
First off, Adrian Soriano will count down the contenders and then name the best play from this past week.
The week.
We start off with Maximus Reyes from Pittsburgh throwing a strike to second to nab the runner. Josh Elam from Live Oak fielding the soft grounder, and he's gonna underhand it to first. That was a nice play. But the play of the week goes to Jake Cosgrove from Livermore, laying out to make a full extension catch. The play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Join us next week. We will meet the water polo player from Tamalpais and her battle with POTS syndrome. We will see you then.